Do you love being a doctor? But all the charting and paperwork, all of those workflow things, do they stress you out? You're not alone. I want you to get my free PDF guide with 10 steps to getting your work done faster so you can get home for what matters most. You can get your free guide at mededwell.com/efficiency guide. Get yours today. Welcome to the MedEdWell podcast, empowering physicians to get work done at work and then be able to reflect and choose what is important for both their life and medical practice. I'm your host, Dr. Ryan Stegink, general pediatrician and life coach for physicians. I want to welcome you to Finish Your Charting at Work, where you're going to have the opportunity to discover the 3 keys to get you home sooner for what matters most to you. I'm Dr. Ryan Stegink, pediatrician and certified life coach, and I'm so excited to bring this to you as a means of offering a transformation. These 3 keys, not only to get your charting done faster, but it's more than that. It's not just for your charting, it's for what matters most to you. So you're in the right place if you're an early career physician who is stressed out because you just want to document accurately, but still be able to spend time with your patient. Maybe you're a mid to late career physician who's a great clinician, but goes back and forth between just intentionally improving your charting and saying, it is what it is, and just trying to move forward. Maybe you stay after work to finish your charts, but then you decide to do them later. And yet the next day is just as busy with little time to catch up. Then maybe you wish you had more time for the things that really matter to you, to be present at home for your family, for friends, and for self-care. So here's what you'll learn by hanging out with me today. First, how you can finish charting faster with 3 keys to take your next steps forward. Then we'll talk about the hidden barriers holding back your efficiency and how to overcome them. And then how to strategically invest in your charting and how that yields dividends for your wellness. This training is not for you if you already get all your notes, paperwork, and messages done early and feel amazing about all your workflows. It's not for you if you'd rather continue with what you've already been doing and say, it is what it is, rather than risk being uncomfortable and really invest in your future. This training's not for you if you already have great work-life balance and go home on time every day. So first, I want to let you know how mastering my charting has changed my life and my business. First, it's given me the opportunity for time away, whether it's going to a conference with my wife and getting to spend a few extra days for our anniversary in Hawaii. That was a great time. Or just going on a family vacation and being able to see family that I haven't seen in a while. It's also great to be able to spend time with my wife and kids. And I really enjoy being able to be home and to be present in the evenings. Just love hearing their daddies and their dada and just getting to spend time with my family. And third, mastering my charting has really helped me be able to think about, how do I want to leave a legacy? How do I want to help others? I've done that through my podcast for the last 15 months. Now I've started coaching because I want to make a difference. So a quick recap of my story. I loved my job and I went through pediatrics residency, came out and was able to practice in the same clinic that I was at during my residency. I started out and I was productive, successful, but the charts kept coming home, evenings and weekends. I didn't feel like I was able to recharge. And then after a stretch of 10 days straight, I came home and was absolutely exhausted. I sat on the couch with my wife and She told me something has to change. And getting input from physician leaders and an advisor and cutting back, it really made a difference. And I really had to dig into my workflows and do my research. I became a physician builder with the medical record system I was using, and eventually a physician informatician, having some protected time to help with informatics. I brought determination and curiosity to my clinical practice and workflows. Now, fast forward to today, and I could have all my notes done at the end of each day. I can be home for dinner each evening. And I'm not charting in the evenings or on weekends. And I have time for other priorities. So my entire business changed the moment that I chose coaching around charting as a means to help physicians get home faster. And trust me, if I can do it, so can you. I wasn't top of my med school class, and I still see patients 4 days a week. And even though you may think I have more charting savvy than you at the moment, I still learn new things about charting all the time. So, a couple things to keep in mind. You just have to get out of your own way. I've seen this so many times in my own practice. And it's about taking that action, even just one action. Remember, baby steps. And the big thing that I think medical training kind of breeds into you is perfection. And in getting your charts done and in mastering your charting, perfection is an elusive ideal. It's really more of an enemy. You just need to take that next step. So, over the course of this talk, I'm going to show you the 3 keys to get your charts done faster so that you get done and are fully present for what matters most to you. In other words, you're going to get 3 keys to take your charting from chaos to complete. Now, I want you to lead you through my charting mastery framework with 3 important keys. First, you have know your why. Then you have to fill your toolbox. And finally, find your flow. So first, know your why. You might not realize that your current habits with charting are leaving you feeling or experiencing feelings of duty and obligation. You might feel disconnected or conflicted. And yet, to know your why creates feelings that include and create peace, alignment, and fulfillment. So we're going to take a step now to help you know your why. I want you to think back to when you first wanted to be a physician. What drew you to medicine? And how did that feel? Then I want you to think about what drives you, what motivates you now in your medical practice. Take a moment and reflect, even maybe write down what your current motivation, what those things are. And finally, I want you to consider what or who are your biggest priorities outside of medicine right now. Take a moment and think about that. So, first, know your why. That's the first key. But then you need to fill your toolbox. So, When you look at preparing for charting, you might feel like something's missing, or you might not realize that there are other tools at your disposal, leaving you feeling ill-equipped and inadequate. But when you fill your toolbox, then you can feel adequate, equipped, and confident as you approach your charting. So, getting practical, we're going to take a step to fill your toolbox. And I want you to think of one scenario where you free text something on a regular basis. Maybe it's particular orders, a plan, or anticipatory guidance in your note. Maybe something else. Let's say it only takes an extra 10 seconds each time. So 10 seconds a time, maybe twice each session. You do 8 or 9 half-day sessions a week for 46 weeks a year, and that's upwards of 828 times a year, which comes out to about 2 hours and 18 minutes a year. Now, if you found only 10 areas that you could reduce this time, whether it's preference lists, templates, etc., this alone could save you 23 hours a year or 30 minutes a week that you could invest in those priorities that we just looked at. Believe me, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So first key is to know your why. Second key is to fill your toolbox. And the third key is to flow forward. To find your flow. You might not realize that your current workflows are actually missing something, and you're left feeling inefficient, struggling, and trapped. But by finding that flow forward, you become efficient, you feel capable. There's a sense of calmness as you know your workflows and you're able to take those and help you move forward. So I want you to take a moment and think back to one of your recent busy shifts or clinic days where you just finished seeing your last patient. Now I want you to consider, did you chart any of the history while in the room? Maybe you did that, but did you place any of the orders? Did you get all of your orders signed? Were you able to finish your note? Did you come to the end of the session and realize you still have 10, 20, or more charts left to finish? Do you have paperwork from the past few days or weeks? When you heard those things that maybe you hadn't done, what came up for you? A sense of pride or accomplishment? Maybe you hadn't done some of them and you were left with self-doubt or some sort of discomfort. It's still the same thing. Same fact of what was or was not completed, signed, the charting, the clinical encounter, the number of charts left to sign. It's just a neutral number. And yet sometimes we let it mean something else. We make it mean something that we consider positive or negative. But as we look at finding your flow forward, I want you to know that tools affect workflow, your team affects workflow, communication patterns and strategies affect workflow, but so do the thoughts and the stories that we tell ourselves about the numbers and circumstances along the way. So the Charting Mastery Framework has these 3 keys: to know your why, to fill your toolbox, and to find your flow forward. And it's designed to take your charting from chaos to complete so that you can finish your charting at work and get home sooner for what matters most to you. So as we consider this, I just want you to think about, where has your current state brought you thus far? And where do you want it to go? If all your charting were complete and you were able to go home sooner, what does this create for you? So I'm not sure why you showed up today. Maybe you're frustrated that you don't have enough time to get your notes done and still provide good clinical care. Maybe you're feeling burned out after charting at home in the evenings and on weekends. Or maybe you've heard all the buzz and excitement around how others around you are managing to get all their notes done in clinic. You wanted to see how you could make it work for you. Or perhaps you were bored and you just wanted to hang out with me. If you've been sticking with me, you have what it takes to excel with getting your charting done. And this is something that you can get started with right now. And please remember, nothing I've shared with you here today is theory or fluff that might work. Rather, this is exactly what I've done in my own clinical practice to get all my charting done at work and leave the work at work. It's what's enabled me to complete notes in the room with the patient at least 90% of the time. I've even left my work laptop at work and not turned it on for months at a time. It doesn't matter if you're a technophobe or you feel like you could never do this. It's all about baby steps and taking action right now. So some of the big benefits of mastering your charting would be the ability to leave work at work and go home shortly after your last patient. You'd be able to have better job satisfaction. Be able to remind yourself of your why for seeing patients. You'd be able to feel empowered, confident, and hopeful, not overwhelmed and stressed. You'd be able to remember and remind yourself that you are a good doctor. So if there's one thing I want you to take away, it's that I have tapped into these principles in order to show anyone how to get their charting done faster. And it's very much a replicable system that you can apply to your practice. Rather than just give in to the overwhelm and bring the charts home, you can become that physician who finishes charting and has time for what matters most to you. So then that begs the question, how can you apply this system for leveraging the power of charting mastery so that you can get home sooner? So you have a choice. You can do it the slow way through trial and error by taking some of what I've given you here today, or you can do it quickly using my charting mastery program. So what is charting mastery? It's my complete step-by-step framework to getting your charting done faster while getting beyond the templates. And it's designed to take you by the hand to get your charting done faster. No missing steps, no confusion. It's the quickest and most effective way to get from chaos to complete. Can't wait to see how this transforms your clinical practice, making a difference for you and for those that you value the most. So thank you so much for joining me for Finish Your Charting at Work, with 3 keys to help you finish charting faster, to get home sooner for what matters most to you. I look forward to seeing many of you join me inside Charting Mastery. And when you do, we're going to go on a journey to experience this transformation. I can't wait to watch it with you. Thanks. And now for our important disclaimer. Dr. Ryan Stegink is a practicing general pediatrician, but the MedEd Well podcast does not reflect the views, opinions, or belief of his employer nor his affiliated university. Additionally, the MedEd Well podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered advice regarding financial, legal, student loan, medical, or any other specific topic. In such a case, you should seek consultation with a certified professional in that particular area. Again, thanks for joining us on the MedEd Well podcast. Have a great day.